absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to GWR Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, December 15th, 2025. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Fine, and Warren Misery. How's it going, guys?
Doing good. So you got a new partner.
Yeah, we got a little help today.
It's going to be tough on the rapid fire. I don't know if they'll answer any questions here.
Here, I want to play
Who
Glenn.
trained you?
Here, I played Glenn. Well, let me go lay down in my bed.
Yeah. Well, hopefully everybody had a good weekend and stayed warm. That's been the main thing, trying to stay warm and keep your pipes from freezing. So everybody's doing well. Not a lot of shows this past weekend because they all got canceled. But I think Marcus has a little bit of results for us from Friday night at WCW, I believe. Let's go to the Marcus Fine Independent Wrestling Report.
Okay. Well, again, there's not a lot to cover. I do have no prayer requests. Birthdays. Let's see what I got here. Okay. Justin Rothfuss. He is Shauna Reed's brother. He used to work for the Micro Wrestling Federation as their driver and security guy. He's doing what Drew Skills is doing now. So his birthday is today. Mickey Midas' birthday is today. Superfly Johnny, who we had on the show about a month ago, his birthday's on the 17th. DCCW Terry Coons' birthday's on the 19th. And Micro Nate the Gnome's birthday's on the 21st. And referee Kyle Harris's birthday's on the 21st. And that's all I have on those. So everybody had their birthday last week. Not a lot having birthdays this week. Okay, I do have the results from WCW Friday night at the Outlaw Arena. Thanks to, of course, our good buddy Wes Ryan. All of these are non-title matches. So Maliko defeated Cameron Cross. Pogo won a scramble match that included Andre Strait, Eric Onyx, CJ Cyclone, Jay Steele, and Scorpion. The James Gang defeated. Well, wait a minute. Nope. Slaughterhouse versus Phoenix, and Mike Noble ended in a no contest when the James Gang attacked everyone. Zach Nova defeated Cousin Cooter and TJ Powers in a triple threat. The James Gang defeated the Highlight Reel. And IK3, Eric Onyx, and Zay Gates versus Rampage. IK3, Eric Onyx, and Zay Gates won. And that's it.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure why they bunched all these matches up like that. They had a bunch of talent, but I'm not complaining. I don't want to hear no complaining. I'm not complaining. It's just a lot of wrestlers. So
Yeah, I blame Reggie.
it's probably very cold when I get everybody home. So, but I'm sure it was a good show. I wasn't there. My daughter or the granddaughter's 18th birthday was Friday, so that's what we were doing. And nobody ran Saturday.
No Saturday or Sunday. It was nasty out. Okay, guys, the topic I want to bring up, we're going to have a rapid fire guest. Did want to bring up John Cena's last match. Happened. Not going to go into big details on the whole show. We'll do that Thursday. But I did want to talk about John Cena's retirement. And first of all, we'll go to Marcus, and then Warren, then me, then Chris. Marcus, what did you think about John Cena's last match?
Okay, well, I'm glad I had 48 hours to write this out. We'll have everything from one side of the other but I have my opinion, and it is my opinion, and everybody has an opinion, and this is my opinion, and you can't change everybody's opinion. This is my opinion, so don't jump on my ass because my opinion is your opinion. My opinion.
Getting heated on the internet.
Facebook, it's been getting heated.
Oh yes, it's crazy.
John Cena lost the way John Cena wanted to lose. I guarantee Triple H didn't go up to John Cena and say, "This is how you're going to do it." I guarantee John Cena went up to Triple H and says, "This is the way I'm going to do it. I will lose. I will tap. I'll do it my way with a smile on my face, and my career will be over." It was all him. And I bet he went up to Gunther and he went up and he says, "I will go over to you, but you are going to work for it." This was probably, I'm guessing this is the biggest upset since Koloff beating Bruno. I cannot think of another upset where they were rioting like they did. Extra security. And you got to admit, everyone in the world who was watching that in the arena or around the world was so invested in this match. This was gold. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not, everybody had a reaction. You don't get that very often. This was gold. So that's my opinion. I think Cena chose how he wanted to go out. Why else would he smile? He tapped because he was done. His career was done.
Can I say one thing, Marcus?
Sure. You might piss me off. You can say it.
No. I don't think it will. I agree with you. That's the way Cena wanted to go out. But I also believe that's the way Triple H believes it should have been too. I mean, I think he believes giving back to the business is a certain tradition, a certain way, and I think that's the way most of the people behind the scenes in WWE believe. I also believe, though, if Cena would have wanted to go out a different way and say, "Hey, I want to win, I want to do this," I think they probably would accommodate him. But I don't think that's what he wanted. So I agree with you.
And Hollywood House is in the chat. Gunther is elevated from this. I left that out.
Oh, no doubt. No, I agree.
And what John did for him, he patched the torch in a way, and Gunther is one of the top heels. This is going to be good. I guarantee it.
I agree with you. Let's go to War.
See, his is totally different.
Oh, I wholeheartedly. It's opinions, and I'm sorry. I'm not buying that. I am not buying that for 1 second. Because here, one of the things I look at that, and one of the things I've been constantly seeing ever since this was, that's the business. That's what you do. That's how it's done. That's how it was done in the 70s and 80s, Marcus, when you and Tony watched this stuff. Because it was a different time. The one thing I believe, and the one reason I always liked Ted DiBiase was because of the theory of everybody has a price. Everybody does. There is nothing in this world you cannot tell me that you would not do for whatever amount of money. With that being said, that means there's exceptions to the rules. John Cena was an exception to the rule. He meant more in the last 20 years to this business than any single wrestler out there. And you can suspend the "you need to go out on your back" rule for him to get that win, because everything he based on, he's the all-time Make-A-Wish individual. Now you essentially lost that now because you tapped out. You gave up. How can kids that are watching their dads, when they look at their dad, go, I thought, Dad, I thought. And how do you explain to your son, well, okay, so here's how wrestling is. It's just, this and that. And to use a term that's been used constantly so far this year, they fumbled this whole thing. This whole thing was fumbled from the beginning because of the dates he had left. And this tournament they did. There's so much in this. I processed this too, and I've gone across this even today. They fumbled this because you did not get that Cena promo on Gunther, that heartfelt SmackDown the night before Saturday night's main event in the middle of the ring saying, Gunther, you want to make me tap out? That passionate Cena, that guy that's going to bring 110%. You didn't get that promo out of him to really push this over the top because you wasted him on other shows. And I respectfully also disagree with Mr. House, with you guys. Gunther didn't need elevated. Gunther already had the strap on him. Gunther was already a well-known individual amongst the WWE. You want to elevate someone, take that My Time Is Now tournament, you take the hottest guys from NXT and you make them fight. You think about elevating Trick Williams, if he pinned Cena 1, 2, 3 in that ring, what that would do for him? Gunther already has it all. Gunther's already there. He's not. He's already there. He didn't need. Gunther did not need to be the man to make Cena tap out to get where Gunther is, because everyone already respects Gunther, understands Gunther, and knows what Gunther is. I enjoyed Gunther when he was Walter. You want to go back and you want to see wrestling, you watch WWE UK Championship Finals versus him and Dragunov. That established him as a WWE guy out the gate. And one of the other things I saw was from you guys. Did you see the post from Jeff Jarrett?
No, I have
He
not.
basically said, when I go to a movie, I don't want to see my superhero get defeated, beaten, and destroyed by the bad guy. I don't want to see my favorite team fight and claw and do everything they can to lose at the end. This other wrestlers, this is fine with. But you're talking about a guy that you're literally saying is the GOAT and wants to go out on top. That's how it had to be. He had to be the star on the tree. He's still going to be around for 5 years as an ambassador for WWE. He's done in-ring wrestling. He may still make camera cameos. So I think that there was a fumble with this. There just seems something off about him too. Like I feel, and I'm not going to dig up conspiracy. I'm not going to dig up a lot of stuff, but we know that ego is a huge thing. And I honestly feel that while I love the game, Paul, the CEO, I think his ego did not want Cena's retirement to overshadow anything he's ever done. So he wanted to make sure he kept it at this level, this certain level, to where it didn't go above and beyond as one of the most memorable things that ever happened. And it's just something that, like I said, they did the thing with the belts that felt really off. And they tried to play it back to Hogan when they did that for Hogan. The difference is Hogan's ego needed that. Cena didn't want that because Cena's not egotistical. So he very well may have said, he's such a company guy that they may have came and said, hey, listen, what do you think about this? And he would have, you know what? I'm good. Yep. Okay. And he's gonna say, and he's gonna do whatever he wants, knowing he could have easily, if I'm totally wrong, I'm totally wrong, and I'm fine with that. If he was the one that directed and choreographed this entire thing, he said this is what he wants, okay, I respect that. But I just feel that there was something more there, because he just did not, at that end, he just seemed very off. To be, and I know it was a huge moment, but there was just something, I can't put a finger on it. But once again, like Marcus has said, and I know, Tony, I can see you're fired, you're loaded up, you're ready.
No.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's all opinion, and that's just my take on it. I would have liked to have seen it different. I don't have a problem with him losing. I would have liked to have seen it different. I felt that the smile and that was such. I mean, come on. I mean that is it was so anticlimactic, and it was 19,000 people paid all that money for that.
The first thing I wanted to address, you brought up, and I agree with you on one thing. 3 months ago, I would have said 2 months ago, and House knows this if he's out there. I didn't think Gunther needed it, and you could make that argument he didn't need it. But now, after this has happened, he's the biggest heel in the company. They are going to boo him out of the buildings. He went as far as belts and all that stuff. But don't be surprised when AJ Styles' retirement comes up. Guess who's going to retire? When Brock Lesnar retires, guess who's probably going to retire? Probably going to be Gunther. So I think Gunther has been elevated to the biggest heel, probably the biggest heel in all of wrestling right now. That's just my opinion. The thing about the belts you brought up, Cena did not want that. Cena didn't know they were going to do that. Yeah. They called that on the fly, and he did not. That wasn't something that Triple H come up with. That was something that Cody and Punk did, and Cena didn't want it. He ended up going along with it to a certain degree, and I think he was uncomfortable with it. Talking about the way they did the show, they talked to him about doing just a big tribute show on Saturday night's main event. He didn't want that. He said, I think you're going to do, I don't think we can do it right, because I think we're either going to do way too much or we're going to do way too little. So he came up with the idea. He said this in an interview. His idea was to do NXT talent against He called them exhibition matches. That's his words. Against main talent to feature them, and then his last match, that was all his idea. He said in the interview, now whether he ended up having some say on who got called up from NXT, but in the interview he told them whoever they wanted from NXT to bring up. Now he could have had some say in that, later on. I don't know. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it because I fully expected it. I watch Raw every week. After seeing, I do agree with you. I think they missed the boat on not having a Cena promo for this. I do agree, 100% agree with you on that. But I watched Gunther's promos. I expected Cena to lose, and I expected Gunther to tap it. So I wasn't surprised. It didn't surprise me, and I thought it was a good match. Of course, I see people online, since it didn't have 2,000 flips in it, it was boring. But that's just the way some people are going to be.
Well, it's like they said too. Gunther killed sports entertainment.
The pro wrestler killed sports entertainment.
Yeah, so maybe they're trying to remove the entertainment aspect and get but it doesn't make sense because TKO wants nothing but money. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're right. That's true. Now, I think if it was up to Triple H likes pro wrestling. You know what NXT Gold was and what they did. So he likes that. But also, is that going to sell? Does AEW sell? I mean, the pay-per-view sell, but as a TV product, they're struggling. But now, again, it's amazing to me you can sell 150,000 buys for a pay-per-view, but you can't get over 500,000 people to watch a damn TV show. It don't make any sense. It really don't to me.
Yeah.
That don't make sense, but that's off topic. I liked it. I thought it was very well done. But I also understand, some kids would be upset. But to me, anybody that watches the program all the time, how they didn't expect Cena to lose is what's amazing to me. I mean, of course, I watch every damn wrestling show there is. So, I mean, whether it's Raw, AEW, I think I've missed 2 AEW shows this year. I've missed 2 SmackDowns. I haven't missed any Raws. I've maybe missed 1 NXT. So, I mean, I watch everything. So, I enjoyed it. I thought it was what it should have been. I think Cena did want that. That's just my opinion. Chris, what do you think?
No, I really enjoyed it. But I also enjoyed the whole show, not just that last match. I thought the whole show was good. I thought the women showed out. I thought Sal Ruka looked real good in there with Bailey. But the match, it went about what I expected. I didn't expect John Cena to tap. I honestly thought John Cena was going to get put in that sleeper hold and he was going to pass out.
I could buy that. I could buy that more than that.
Is what I thought was going to happen. But I did expect Cena to lose. But yeah, I thought it was. I enjoyed it. Thought it was well done. Everybody that I watched it with here really liked it. And they all going into it thought Cena was going to win because they don't watch wrestling all the time.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, no, I don't think he's going to win. And they thought I was crazy. And then when it happened, there was a few. I've heard a few people. Hey, but the thing is, everybody has that's the great thing about wrestling. Everybody can you have your own opinion on it, and you're not going to like. Everybody's not going to like the same thing. So there's something for everybody in it. But yeah, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it, and from the interviews I've seen, I think Cena had a lot to do with the match and the way stuff was end up going down.
Yeah, and I agree with you on one thing, Warren. I don't think the word fumble is right about the whole retirement. I think it got screwed up when The Rock got involved. I think they had a plan laid out, and The Rock and they screwed things up from the start. And then after that, because I seen Cena say this in the interview, pivot. He said because they blew up the plan because he didn't say The Rock. He didn't call out any names. He said there ain't no point in crying over spilled milk. I've seen him say that in an interview. He said, it is what it is. We had to pivot, and we pivot. But some of the pivots they did were very good. The
Travis Scott thing, Travis Scott fell through. They thought he was going to be a jelly roll type guy to bring in.
But that's why Jelly Roll came in.
Yeah, I think right now the tonight is huge. It's a key point. How are you going to springboard Gunther now? What I mean, is Punk gonna come out and start saying how, you know, blah blah blah, or is Gunther gonna come out and start ego boosting what he did and have Punk come out? That's your next logical. You've got if you're gonna have Gunther tap out Cena, he's got to start the year against Punk. He's got to.
But Warren, you know how the internet community is. If Cena would have won that match, what would I'm not gonna say the majority, but what would have some of the people said on the internet?
That it would be that, oh, you know, it's, oh, here's Cena getting everything, you know, baby and Cena, blah blah blah.
Super Cena buried Gunther. Here you got a big star in Gunther, and now they buried him. That's what I mean. I'm just being honest. That's what people,
you're right.
people would say.
But you look back on it too. Remember, Jey Uso tapped him out. You know, like I said, it's just really, like I said, I would have loved, and I'm still going to continue to get on my pulpit for working these NXT. You've got Obafemi. Obafemi showed out. You've got now that Cena's gone, you've got to really focus on your future. You've got to get these guys ready.
I think there's some guys that are going to get called up soon because SmackDown's going to go to 3 hours after the first of the year. So they're in a weird spot with NXT because their women's division is just low.
Yeah.
I mean, they got women's for days. Men, they don't have. I mean, I've seen Triple H say in an interview he said women get it quicker than men. For every man that gets it, we got 5 women getting it. So that's why they got so many women and the men are struggling. So the problem is if they bring 3 or 4 guys up at one time, it's going to kill NXT on the men's side. And they got to be careful with that because it's also, whether people want to say it's a developmental or whatever, it's also a brand. I mean, there is a TV show that they expect to get ratings. So it's tough there. I definitely think Trick's getting ready to come up. I would say probably Oba's getting ready to come up. Sal Ruka, I'd be surprised. She's got no titles right now. They could take her up. And SmackDown needs SmackDown. Raw, to me, the best show that I like every week is Monday Night Raw. I like that. My number 2 show is NXT, and then I would probably take AEW over SmackDown. SmackDown is very up and down, and it's don't have enough talent. It's very weak on talent.
I can't. I mean, I know I'm wearing the hat. I just can't. I'm having a hard time really getting invested in Cody Rhodes. I really am. I just feel. I feel he's not. It's like.
Well, the problem is this is my opinion. Our culture nowadays don't like babyface.
Yeah.
And he's playing a true 100% babyface, selling the merch and all that. And I just don't think our society is big on babyfaces. That's just my opinion. I think he's doing a good job as a babyface, but I understand what you're saying. There's some staleness there. There ain't no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Honestly, I think they should have Drew beat him.
Yeah.
I think shake things up.
Speaking of like Drew, what'd you guys think of the tribute that all the talent did? Wasn't that was really cool?
Yes, I thought the video packages they do that. WWE does that about as good as anybody. I mean, the video packages and all that stuff was really good.
They just kept going back to Drew, and he's just like, "Leave me alone, leave me alone." I was like, "Fine."
then finally he did. And you know, most of the talent didn't know where it was going to go. I seen a video clip of CM Punk and Bayley watching the show. Bayley was very upset that John Cena lost.
Well, did you see Lilia Garcia too?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Announce it because she's down there in tears.
I don't know how ultimately true it was, but there was sort of some people saying that Cena even surprised Gunther with it. That
there's been some speculation. Either Gunther's one hell of an actor, or maybe Cena changed plans.
Well, yeah. I know. After the match, you can see Gunther look up at the referee and ask the referee, "Did he tap?"
Yeah, I mean he did. He did have a surprised look on his face. Now let me ask you about this.
Yeah, if you watch it, because I know when I saw it, I was like, Gunther just asked him if he taps. So
I'm gonna ask.
I mean, you never know.
I'm gonna ask Marcus first because that's been a lot of the people, and Warren did mention this about it falling flat. Because that's been a lot of the criticism is about Cena smiling and then tapping. Marcus, what do you think about that?
Well, I already said it. He was smiling because it went the way he wanted to, and he went out the way he wanted to.
Okay.
He was done. He smiled. He was done.
Warren, what what if he would have just tapped out and not smiled? Do you think that changes things in it?
Initially, when I saw it, I thought maybe they had the wrong camera. I thought maybe they're like, "No, crap, don't do." He like, and then the more I'm reading, it really did. We all go down the rabbit holes of psychological storylines and things like that, and how people were saying that it was this sort of like he realized that he always said, if you want to get to where you are, you've got to come through me. This new generation, you've got to come through me. And he finally realized that he can't keep up with them anymore. And he had the epiphany. And that was sort of the smile. It was like he realized that, oh, I'm now free of this all now. This is going to be in good hands. I don't see as the things I like. It's a sleeper hold. How are you supposed, I mean, at least the smile made things talking, made us talking. People are talking about. If he would have just been there and just sort of, everyone would have been like, he looks completely disinterested. Like he didn't get the smile. At least gets people talking. If anything out of this entire thing, I could say to the world, to you guys, to everyone else, is what they did is they've got everyone talking.
It's true. I read an article that WWE got the response they expected. They expected boos. They expected some people love it, some people middle of the road, and a lot of people hating it. And I think that we'll see. Like I said, I think I really 2 months ago I didn't think Gunther needed it. I said on House's show, I was typed in. I said, "Hey man, I thought the right guy is let's shock the world and let's have Carmelo Hayes win this thing." That was my thought.
Yeah,
but you would have been putting a lot of pressure on Carmelo. And if
that's
it don't
how you
work,
find out. That's how you find out.
I agree. But if it don't work, he's done.
Exactly.
And
so you're not going to continue to keep mid-carding him, wondering what's going to happen.
But I will say this: ever since that tournament and his matches with Gunther and stuff, the crowd has really gotten behind him. So, and that's something he was missing. He couldn't get over. Now he's over. So now I'm hoping that the rise can come for him. But they really did. I mean, they've got the biggest heel in wrestling right now. Now, whether they can keep that going,
that's the key.
Chris, did the smile bother you?
No, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me at all. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I got something popping up here.
I think
Justin Danger.
Hey, Justin.
No, it didn't bother me. I just took it as the end. As John Cena is saying, hey, the end's here, and I'm good, and I'm okay with it. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I took out of it. But yeah, I didn't have a big problem with it.
There was one thing about the show and in general that hit me, and because I'm not going to talk to you guys on Thursday, but it also happens over on AEW, and I'm starting to see it happen a lot. It's really starting to irritate me and really starting to bother me from the fans. Is the FU chant. F you Gunther, but the full now,
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's right up there with the what chant. There's no need for it. Criminy, 19,000 people in that place, a lot of family. I mean, I'm not like this most like straight-laced guy in the world, but come on, man. There's a lot of kids there. You don't need to be as a crowd chanting F you Gunther. I mean, it's getting to be really stupid and play out. They do it in AEW with Callis. With Don Callis. And the funny thing is that people don't realize that these people are chanting stress is they feed on that. They want that. And you're just feeding right into what they want. So as much as you think you're being smart, you're
yeah. And it's like they booed.
It's just
they booed Triple H out of the building, and Cena said, "Man," he told Cena, I don't know exactly what he said, but I believe he said, "I'm sorry, man." And Triple H don't care. Hey, I watched the post. I watched the post show, and they was on there, and they were booing him. And he turned to the crowd. He said, "I'm really disappointed. I thought you guys would be louder." You know, so
And that's one of the reasons another thing that kind of shows me that it was done good and done right was that if everybody loved it, it's not done right.
you want emotion.
You know what I mean? If 90% of the people loved it, it wasn't done. It wasn't done right, because then where do you go from there? Now if you got almost half and half or 60 and 40, you can build off that and go different directions. But if everybody likes it or everybody hates it, to me in the wrestling business, you're screwed. You want that back and forth. You want there to be people on both sides. You don't want on one side.
I really got into the match. I mean, there was 2 or 3 times I thought Cena was going to win because he kept coming back. So I thought they played that very well. And of course, like you said,
I could have lived with one less 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah, I could have lived with one less 5-knuckle shuffle. I agree. Well, I agree. I would agree with that. But the crowd loved it though. So I mean,
I knew why they were doing it, but it was like, how many times are we going to do the 5-knuckle shuffle?
Some things they do for TV, some things they do for the crowd. You know, like when Jey Uso comes out to 2,000 yeets, you know, let's do it again. That's for the crowd in the arena. I get tired of it watching it on TV, but when I was in the arena, I loved it. So, you know, you got to do things for try to please everybody, which is very difficult to do nowadays, no matter what you do.
Well, I think things come off different live, better live. Some things come off better live than they do on TV, and then some things come off better on TV than they do live as well. So
yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, case in point, I don't know if you guys had a chance to experience it, but I got to experience in person. I got to experience the Fireflies from Bray Wyatt. I got to, and that is way different in person than on TV. Like it was unreal when you just look around.
Same thing with
places lit up with people's phones. It's crazy.
Same thing with the like the Undertaker entrance. You'll never understand if you've never been there and experienced it. You don't understand it. You can't get that feeling from the TV that of what it is live.
Kane's Pyro is another one.
Flames coming out of the ring when Cena threw Undertaker, or not Cena, when Undertaker threw Edge through the canvas and the flames shot out. I mean, seeing it there in the arena, and you could feel, even though we was 15 rows off the floor, we could still feel the heat. I mean, so yeah, it's definitely. Again, I enjoyed the show. I think they got huge ratings, but again, it depends on how they followed up. I do agree with you on that one, because that's one of my big gripes about AEW. They'll do a good pay-per-view, and then the next week they ain't followed up.
They could almost turn Gunther into like the Legend Killer type.
I mean, honestly, you could go that route too with Orton. You could have Orton come back and be like, "Oh, you're killing legends? I'm a legend. Yeah, I killed legends.
Yeah,
you could milk that through Rumble to before Mania when Gunther goes after Punk, or if Gunther has the belt and Braun is now a face, because come on, Breaker's gonna turn face. It's inevitable. The crowd likes him way too much.
Marcus, I seen a guy's take said that he can't stand Gunther because a sleeper is the most unrealistic finishing move of all time. A sleeper. Now, if you really do the sleeper and you do it right, that's a lot more realistic than a damn RKO. I'm not trying to be mean, but and don't get me wrong, I like seeing some of that stuff. But which is more realistic, a sleeper or a Stone Cold Stunner?
Well, it depends. It's when you use it. A sleeper's a rest hold.
Yeah, but I mean, a stunner. How hard is it going to be to get a guy on a stunner?
I don't know. Vince McMahon couldn't do it.
Well, that's true.
My knees are shot. WWE and Hulk Hogan made money off of him dropping a leg on someone.
Yes. Probably one of the worst finishers of all time.
And I mean, honestly, you look at things like the AA or the FU or whatever, it's not.
No.
You know.
Most finishers aren't.
You got to suspend belief.
Yeah.
That's the thing with wrestling, is you have to suspend belief in what's going on. And, you know, I mean, for crying out loud, Mae Young gave birth to a hand. You know, let's.
He grew up to be the guy that stars on Hamburger Helper.
Exactly. You know, I mean, the Dudleys were all related. There's,
Well,
speaking.
they
Okay,
took 6 weeks of
something
that.
popped in my head when I'm talking about elevating people. When we talk about,
Yeah.
I go back and I don't know the date, the exact times, but it was when Taker was in his big dog, this is my yard phase. Monday Night Raw, he had a ladder match for the title. Who did he take on?
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. What happened after that match? Hardy lost,
Yes.
but Taker elevated him in a
Yes.
way that solidified him as a single star.
I agree.
So it's not that it can't be done. Like I said, it's just,
Well, and see, I think Oba got elevated, even though he didn't win the match. And one reason I say that is because his face-off on Friday night on SmackDown, his presence and his mic skills outshined Cody. And I think it was meant to, because Cody didn't say a lot. So that Friday and that Saturday for Oba was huge. Huge. And
those
then
fans knew him. Those fans were behind him.
and
So we've all said that it was going to happen. We've all been on this show, and we've said that this guy's a beast. And we knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time.
Man, real quick before we move on and have our guest, Leon Slater, man, he works for TNA, 21 years old, gets to be on John Cena's final show. I mean, don't even work for WWE, and he gets to be on this show, and he's 21 years old, and gets to show out and show what he can do. It was good for him and good for TNA also.
And what about his quick thinking? His quick thinking on Styles' botch.
Yep.
To run and try to get the pin, to try and to really help them get from
Try to keep it going.
As I was watching that too, I was sitting there thinking, I know we're trying to get to our guy, and we'll get there in a second. I can honestly see if he's going to hold that X Division title through the year sometime, him and AJ feuding with AJ because AJ was the first X Division champ. So you're talking two guys that could go, and AJ could go and reclaim that one final time. And I do question him being the youngest. Amazing Red was 21 also, but I don't know if we're down to days. But Amazing Red was.
I think he just turned 21 though.
Yeah,
so
I knew it was close. I knew it was close.
He may have been 20 when he got it, because I think he just turned 21. So I think what WWE, what they got there with Slater and him and
Javon.
I can't think. Javon Bouncy Boy. Take them to have them win the NXT Tag Team Championships, both titles on SmackDown and Raw, and TNA's Tag Team Champions. I mean, you could make them the tag, even if they only hold it for 3 or 4 months. Could you imagine the buzz if they held all those titles? And then as a 21-year-olds, both of them 21 years old. I think it'd be great. Okay, guys.
Young guys. I think we got a young guy in the.
No, hang on. I got 2 takes.
Oh.
Okay.
2 real quick takes.
Okay.
Yes, Warren, I have watched wrestling on black and white TV.
I have to.
I've done that. And I just see, because I got this stage set up, on January 20th, they're going to run another Unreal documentary.
Yes.
Cena and The Rock are the pictures, so I guarantee they're going to run this year of Cena on that documentary, I'm guessing.
I would imagine. So at least some of
Maybe we'll get some answers.
So,
yeah.
All right. I'm good.
Okay. Let's bring in our special guest. I assume he's in there. Pharaoh King.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey.
Doing good. How are you?
Doing all right, sir. How about yourself?
Not doing bad. I've got to see you wrestle a few times in a couple different places.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you're staying warm.
I am. I heard you guys talking about Cena's last match, and wow.
What'd you think of it?
Okay, so I do want to go back and say that was not 23-year-old Phaoah watching that. That was definitely 8-year-old Phaoah watching that match.
Okay.
It was exactly what I expected it to be. I knew going into watching that match he was going to lose, and I feel like the only way to really solidify that match as his last match if he would have tapped out, to actually remember that match. Like, because think about it, like all those tour matches that he had was like really forgettable in a way because they weren't like out there. Something didn't like really shake it other than like John Cena, when he was on his heel run, like cheating, low blowing, and then AA 1, 2, 3, and then he leaves out. But this is the one match that he definitely needed to give that last oomph of his retirement tour. That's something that we will never forget ever. That changed wrestling from then on. Wrestling will not be the same. Just like wrestling was different as if Undertaker's streak getting ended by Brock Lesnar. Completely different. As soon as that stuff happened, wrestling kind of changed forever.
Okay.
And someone was elevated to a whole new level forever, which was Brock Lesnar, and they're doing the exact same thing with Gunn. And I'm completely fine with that.
Okay, that's a good point.
To his point, real quick, if you reaction around the arena, it was a lot like the reaction when Lesnar broke Undertaker's streak. If you saw the faces of the crowd and stuff when they were showing, the reaction of the crowd was real similar.
Yep.
And I was shocked by that because, again, I don't know. Just me watching wrestling.
I thought he was going to lose too. So.
Yeah, I would have been not shocked, but I would have been surprised if he would have won. So I don't understand why all these people were like, and kids, I understand. Little kids, I understand. Adults, I don't. I'm just being honest. If you went in there and thought he was going to win, I've got some land I'd like to say.
No, I definitely agree. I knew going into it that he was going to go down swinging, but he wasn't going to be the one holding his hand up. I already knew.
And don't get me wrong. If they would have decided, hey, man, we're just going to make this a big celebration, have him win, have the confetti come down like they did for Sting, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's not. If that's what they wanted to do, that's what Cena wanted to do, and that's what everybody wanted to do. There's nothing wrong with that either. But I think this means more, especially if they do it correctly, like Warren said, if they do it correctly.
You just call Warren Walter.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I started to. I apologize, Warren. I apologize.
Santa's watching, Tony. I know you talk to him every day when you go to work.
but it would have. I think as long as they follow through, I think it's going to mean a lot for the business. I really do. Okay, this is how it's going to work. Marcus will go first. Warren will go second. I will go third, and Chris will go last. Marcus, let's get it going.
Well, thank you for coming on last minute. We appreciate that. One of your tag team partners, Oso Pierce, is in the chat room, by the way. So, what's up, Oso? Okay, my first question is: when did you first get interested in professional wrestling?
Man, when I first turned on that TV when I was like 6 years old and genuinely saw like everything happening in front of me. Like from the moment I saw John Cena, the moment I saw Batista, the moment I saw Triple H, Shawn Michaels doing the DX stuff. Now, like I'm genuinely in love with this. Like you can ask my mother, if you guys ever get a chance to meet her. She watched me every single Monday, every single Friday. I couldn't really get to the pay-per-views when I was smaller because I didn't know how to watch them. So, like, I would have to wait until Monday to watch the recap of what happened on Sunday. So, thinking about it now, I get goosebumps because, like, my first time wrestling and getting into that ring and stepping into the ring, I was like, holy crap, I cannot redo this moment. I got to make sure this moment is, like, perfect. Of course it wasn't because, wrestling is just never perfect, in my opinion. But it's something that you're never going to forget. And getting into wrestling is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And I feel like I'm born for this thing.
Cool. Warren.
All right. I mean, if you've watched before, you know what my leadoff question is. I'm going to give you a time machine and a front row center ticket to any wrestling match in history. Where are you going?
Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. And it's because watching that, I bet watching that on TV live was nowhere near the experience of watching it in person. Were you guys at that show or even, like, did you guys watch that show live at WrestleMania?
Was that the one in Arizona?
Yeah, pretty. That was Shawn Michaels' retirement match. And
I was there. Yeah,
I watched it live, but I watched it live on pay-per-view, but I wasn't at the event.
Till this day, I still do not know like how other matches could have followed up behind that match. It's like how do you follow up behind a match that was that amazing? But that was one match that I will forever regret not being at as a child, and man, I could watch that over and over every day and still not get tired. It's fantastic. It was beautiful. It was a love story.
Yeah, I agree with that. Your inspiration for your wrestling character.
Ooh, I would have to go with my man Mick Foley. The Faces of Foley. My wrestling character is two different people. We have the good, which is Fire Academy, FYRE Fire, Kendall Fire, my mentor, and my boy Jay Glenn. Shout out to Jay Glenn, by the way. And we go around, we spread the positivity, we learn as much as we can, and we take titles, we take names, and we just teach everybody the way of the Academy of Fire Arts, which is nice. And then there's PK, which is the realest one. The one that kills the heroes, that exposes the heroes for the frauds that they actually are. Like Zach Nova and Mark Magnus and Zay Gates. And by the way, Mr. Fine, I heard you say earlier that Rampage apparently lost to IK3 and Eric Collins, which is definitely not true. We pinned Zay right in the middle of that ring. And guess what? Your boy IK3 tried to run on back in that ring, and he got slammed by my boy Oso, which was right in the comments. Shout out to Oso as well. So we actually defeated Zay, and we plan on doing the same thing in Cage Miss next week. Deal with that.
I'm only the reporter. I wasn't there. I'm the only reporter.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Wes Ryan, give me that info. You want to go beat him up? Yeah, my permission.
yeah, I agree with that. Beat West Ryan up.
Yeah, Marcus throw Wes under the bus quick.
Hey, I just got yelled at. I'm only the reporter. You want to go back to the source? Get the source.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, my turn.
Yep.
Let's see. We'll start out with what was the hardest thing for you to learn when you first got into the wrestling business?
Slowing down and taking your time. I think that's the most important thing ever when you're in that ring is don't rush. Take it step by step, man, and don't overthink things when you're doing them. I think still to this day, I'm actually still learning how to do that. Even when you think you're going too slow, go slower. It tells the story. You can't rush a painting, man. When you're painting, when you're in that ring, you're making art. And I still think I need to continue to grow into that lesson and just take your time in that ring, paint, watch your colors, and be careful of the way you're finishing the paint. If you guys know what I mean by that saying, because at the end of the day, when you walk out of that curtain, it's all left in the ring. Whatever you just did is all left in that ring right there. You can't redo it. You start off with a blank canvas and you end with whatever you end off with.
Marcus?
Okay. Will Asher's in the chat. And TJ Powers, what's up, guys? Okay. When did you decide this is what you wanted to do, and who trained you?
I decided this is what I wanted to do a couple years ago. I trained at WCWO a couple years ago for like it was about a couple months. I trained with the twins, Rachel, Dex, and Andre Stray as well. And then I had to take a break due to family reasons, unfortunately. But I ended up coming back and getting heavily into it a lot more than what I did the first time. And I had help training from Sisu Sarvasa. That's Pops. I love him to death, man. He's a wonderful guy. And he taught me a lot of things that I know. I definitely gotten a lot of advice from Kendall Fire. And just continuing my training with WCWO is kind of like what I've been going back to. WCWO is basically just my home. I love it. I love it so much. It's an amazing company. I love Pops. He's always done, the most for your boy. He after every match, he tries to talk to us if he thinks we could have did something right, or if we did something that he didn't really like. He's always ready to give that correct criticism that I just love, and same with everybody backstage. Actually, it's just a very lovable place to be at. So WCWO is definitely where it's at.
Okay, Warren.
I've got two because I've got to ask the one for Kelly's question. Who's your
Okay.
favorite super fan, Marcus Fine or Kelly Fine?
I don't know, man. Cause Kelly, I think I remember in that casket match, I'm pretty sure she gave Will that cane that he hit me with. So I don't really know. I'm on Kelly's side right now. I'm gonna go here. At least he doesn't give up weapons to beat me.
Okay.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is.
Parker's got another one. Got another vote.
We might hit 10 before the end of the year.
Maybe.
But
All right.
my question is, Marcus showed me your most recent match. There was an EPW, Academy of Fire Arts. You guys are hot. You're doing a thing. How did that all come about? How did you guys all get together and create this hot thing right now?
Okay, so the start of the Academy of Fire Arts started with he introduced me and Kendall, and hey, we're just two guys in the wrestling business. Obviously, I'm a rookie. I don't really know what I'm doing too much, so I'm like, hey, you know what? Put me with somebody, and we're gonna make it work. So me and Kendall gets to talking, and we're having all these crazy ideas, and me and him like have all this stuff in common, and I finally end up meeting him after like about a month of me like talking over text and everything about everything. And get this, like we maybe talked about a couple of things at the first ABW show that me and him were gonna debut at, and we kind of just clicked in the ring like immediately. Like we got that I was speed and he is the power. We're gonna hold that standard and we're gonna hold it strong. We use that standard as our tag team moves, and we make it our how do I say this? Our strong suit. So we can switch that up anytime we want to. Like I'm not a small guy. I'm very middleweight. So if I wanted to, I can switch to the power, and he got a little bit of speed into him. I'm telling y'all, like I know it's Kindle Fire and he got a little to him, but he definitely he can speed things up when he wants to. I'm telling you, I love the guy. We make it our strong suit to keep the speed and the power, and definitely show it off as much as we can. But that's really it. And Jay Glenn, he's a fantastic asset to our group. Actually teaches me a lot more things than I thought I would know. He would watch us in the ring, and he'd be like, "Hey, like, come here, like, I need you to polish this move. It looks a lot better if you do it this way." And I'm like, okay, let me try it that way. And turns out it actually did look a lot better than what he was telling me, So he's basically like like half my teacher a little bit, Even though me and him came in the same year, he sees things at a different perspective than a lot of other men that I basically ever known. And I am very respectful when it comes to constructive criticism. I never take it the wrong way ever, even if I just had the worst match ever. Like I will sit down and I will listen. There's just some guys in a lot better a light than I would have.
Your favorite moment and match you've had so far in your career?
That's a hard one. I literally wrestle so much. Favorite moment. I guess it had to be recently. Yeah, I'll tell this one. So at the end of the tag team match where I wore my first round of gold a couple weeks ago, I get thrown out after accidentally frog splashing Mr. Broadway. Apologies. Again, I was just trying to save you. I get posted, boom, fall to the ground. I'm like, ow, that really, really hurt. I'm on the ground and I hear, a little bumping and thumping or whatever. I'm trying to get up. And then I hear that bell ring and I'm like, ugh, I just probably cost us this match. And I look up and one of the guys that's sitting down, one of the fans, he's like, get up, man, you won. So I'm like, what? I won? So I look up and Mr. Broadway had the titles up. I said, I won. Oh my God. And I started screaming. I was like, because I'm like, that was like the 8-year-old me. I was like, did I just actually win? I won a title for the first time. Wow. So I get in there, hop in there. I don't even know how to act, man. Like, I didn't know what to really do. So I grabbed that title and I hugged it like it was my own son, I hugged that title so much. And like, if you guys ever go back and watch it on EPW's channel, like all that reaction and stuff it was so genuine. And I forgot that I was even in the center of a ring for a moment. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. So it meant a lot to me, and I was very grateful. I was extremely grateful for that, and I'll never forget.
Chris?
What's been the best piece of advice somebody in the wrestling business has given you?
I've been given a lot of advice, but I don't think it was somebody that gave me it. It was more about like a rule that I went by the minute I got to WCWO is don't be sucking. Don't be sucking. Genuinely, like it's just that the way it is. Just hey, don't be sucking. Get in there, handle your business, and get out. And I love it. I love every second.
I think that's one. I think that might be the number one rule back on the wall back there in the locker room, if I remember correctly.
It absolutely is, man.
Okay. Marcus,
favorite venue that you have worked in?
EPW. Have you guys seen EPW's enormous ring? Like I could barely get myself up on it. It is gorgeous, and I love it. I love everything about it. Don't get me wrong. I love all the other companies I work with. The rings are fantastic. The atmosphere is great, and I love everybody at every other company. But EPW stands out specifically for that for that ring and for the loving crowd, and it's just fantastic. I love it. I do.
Is it a taller ring? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, it's very tall.
I've seen tall boys before. Now, how hard is it to take a bump from the over the top to the floor? Because now you got further to go.
I haven't taken one to the floor yet, but it's gonna suck when I do. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, the guy in Marion has a tall boy too. It's almost twice as tall off the floor. It's way up there. So,
oh yeah.
Warren.
All right, you talked about you and your tag team partner styles. What do you prefer more? Do you like to be a guy that comes off the top rope and bring some havoc, or you like to stay on the mat and do some more physical and technical?
I was just saying that I'm kind of an in-between guy, but I love to get airtime. Airtime is really fun. You feel like you're flying basically until you land. That is, and you fly for about 2-3 seconds. You feel like you're in heaven, and then you really start feeling gravity shift you back down whenever you're about to hit. So, like, it's fun for the first 2.5 seconds. You're not about to seriously probably get hurt, but I would definitely prefer getting airtime over technical wrestling. Don't get me wrong, technical wrestling is fantastic, but I just like the better. Airtime is fun.
You get to be in an old school Survivor Series match. Who would you pick as your 4 partners? You get to pick anybody that you want.
Ooh, okay. So even legends, right?
Anybody.
Let me go with Brock Lesnar. I think that's all I need right there. But really, let me get Brock Lesnar. Let me get Prime Batista. I need some speed in there. Actually, let me get Shawn Michaels as well. And then let me just straight up get Rey Mysterio.
Got a lot of power and a lot of speed.
Yeah, mainly power though. Power
Yeah.
takes over everything at the end of the day. But I need that little bit of speed, and plus, I'm kind of in between. Me and Rey Mysterio can mix things up a little bit. And then when I need the rest of the ring to clear out, I'm gonna just tag my boy Brock in there.
All right, Chris.
What's the thing you love the most about the wrestling business, and what's something that you hate or dislike about the wrestling business?
Tell you what, there's nothing that I hate about the wrestling business. At the end of the day, I understand that everything is business, if that makes sense. There's no wrong decision and there's no right decision. There's only a decision, if that makes sense, guys. And then that's my opinion, solely. But something that I love about the business is how every match tells a story, no matter what it is. It can be a bad story or it can be a good story. It can be an in-between story, but something always tells a story, and that's why it is important to slow down so you can tell that story. You can't read a book going a million miles a second. You got to take your time with it and actually tell what your story is, and that's how you're supposed to get drawn into things. That's how matches become interesting, when people can understand where you guys are coming in that match.
Okay. Marcus.
Do you have any interesting fan interactions?
Yeah, I actually have. There's this one little girl at ABW. She's always at almost every ABW.
Oh, I think we know who you're talking about, don't
Yeah.
we? Holy Walt.
Always at ABW show, man. And she followed me to NBW when I was at NBW with Jay Glenn. And I was getting dressed. I just got done wrestling Rico and Stetson. It was a great match. And we're getting ready, and she waits for me to come out of the locker room. And I was in there for a really long time. Everybody was basically gone, and she waited right there with her father. She was like, "There he is, Dad, there he is." And I was like, hello. I've never really had like a fan interaction before. So like this was all new to me. And like she just wanted a photo. And I was like, "You want a photo with me?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I took a photo, boom, and she like to this day, like I think she still had it as her profile picture on my Facebook. She followed me on Facebook and still had it as her profile picture. And it was awesome. It was a great feeling for me. It was great. It was fantastic.
I thought he was going to talk about the screamer. See, that's what I said to Warren. I think we know who you're talking about. We thought it was a bad interaction, not a good one. So,
all right. Okay, Warren.
What's the worst bump you've ever taken so far?
Just recently. Oh yeah. Friday. It was against I was in the ring with IK3 during that 6-man tag team match, and he set me up for a lawn dart. And lawn darts are they seem very simple, simple to you get lawn darted and you hit the buckle. No, that's not what happened. So I got lawn darted. I missed the second turnbuckle, went to the bottom one and scorpioned. It knocked the entire wind out of my body for like 30-45 seconds. And my back killed me for the next couple of days. I'm good now, but like it killed me the next couple of days. The match ended up ending in I went back there and I collapsed almost immediately. Like I got through the match, I got to the next spot, and we did whatever. But after the match ended, I got back there, I collapsed, and IK3 says, he's like, man, I'm sorry, you know, what I should have explained that to you better. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but come here. I said, come here for a second. I grabbed him by his cheek and I said, hey, man, can you never do that again? I said, Father the Father. I said, I'm a dad, man, and so are you. I have to pick my son up every morning.
Yeah.
I said, I love you, brother, but please do not. I said, you can chop me so many times, as much as you want to, but do not ever lawn dart me again.
Hey, them chops ain't no joke either, though.
I know I've taken shots, but it's just like I can never experience that lawn dart feeling ever again. Felt like I got.
You get to train and learn from anybody you want for a month. Who would you pick?
This is anybody, correct?
Anybody.
So, that's a really good question. But I'm gonna go with my greatest of all time, Shawn Michaels. Love to train the guy for a solid 30 days. I feel like that would lift my character so much. He can be the ultimate teacher that nobody else could possibly teach because he is the best in-ring performer of all time. And I will forever stand on that.
Okay. Chris.
Who are some maybe some opponents that you haven't got a chance to face yet that or might be on your radar?
Jeremy Hadley.
that would be a good one.
Jeremy Hadley. Jeremy, I actually have a list of people that I have not faced yet. I recently hit a couple of them. I hit Rachel Armstrong. I hit Dex Royal. I hit Andre Stray just recently on Black Friday, and those were fantastic. But I would love to face Pops, Joey Owens, JK. I would love to face the other Pops, Cecil Servasa. I have not got to face him, but my fan favorite I would love to face is Jimmy Carrot. Jimmy Carrot is like at the very top of my list right now to go one-on-one with.
Okay. Marcus, final two questions.
Okay. Well, I had it. I did have it. Oh, seminars. Have you taken any seminars with anybody?
Yeah. I did the Enzo Amore seminar for WPW, and you know, it was pretty nice. He was a really cool guy. He was definitely a certified G, like he said he was. I genuinely couldn't even tell if he was faking or not, but I don't think he was. He was being real. He was actually who he actually is, basically on television. You know, he told us about his story, about how he got into wrestling. He definitely taught us some lockups and everything. He talked to us about a lot of other different stuff, and it was great. But I almost went to a seminar that was on 01 Pro Wrestling in Illinois, and it was Mr. Kennedy. And I didn't know he was going to be there when I showed up for the Battle Royal. So I ran into him in the bathroom. I was about to go to the bathroom. I saw him in the hallway. I was like, I double take that. I said, "Oh shit, Mr. Kennedy!" And you know, I fanned out a little bit, and I was like, "Man, I used to play SmackDown versus Raw. I played you on PS2. Like I hated you when I was little, man." And then I calmed down a little bit. I said, "My name's Phaoah. Nice to meet you." I talked to him a little bit, and he expressed that he had like a wrestling school down in Minnesota, and I didn't know he ran one. And then I asked for a picture at the end, and that was really it. And then we talked a little bit more, and then we went about our certain ways. But I think those are only two. Like, well, I didn't go to the Kennedy seminar. I just met up with him and talked with him for a while. But I only been to one seminar so far. I do definitely want to go to more.
Warren.
You know, I am the acting GM at AVW, and I do need someone to take out the Cecil Cerveza trash, so I may be calling you soon. Anyway. Anyways, WrestleMania is known for their big entrances with live bands and live music. You're coming out in WrestleMania. Who's playing you out, and what song are they playing?
I don't think I'd have, because I created my own theme music, so I would have a pianist playing my actual theme. So it wouldn't be like an exact artist. It'd be my theme song played with the piano and every other instrument that we possibly use to create my theme song.
Hey, that'd be pretty sweet. Like I said, they have those stages and have that over the side. I mean, yeah, it can definitely.
Absolutely.
You get to be anybody from WCWO for one day. Who would you pick?
I always thought it'd be cool to have a twin brother, so I'm gonna say Damien or Damien Real. So
Okay.
I've always wanted to have that twin magic or twin power that they have, that they automatically know like what the other one's gonna do, and they just meet in the middle with it, and I love it. Every single match that I don't know if you guys, how many guys like seen the highlight reel in ring. Probably all of you. If you haven't, then you definitely. Yeah. But the highlight reel is like, they're on a whole new level of tag team wrestling, and I just recently saw that they were in Ring of Honor, that they had their match in Ring of Honor, and man, they're great. So either one of those two, I would love to spend at least 24 hours being one of those two.
Okay, Chris.
Do you rather be a face or a heel, and which one do you think is harder to beat?
If you would have asked me that a couple, like before the summertime started, I would have told you heel was the hardest to beat, but it's not. It's definitely a baby face. I'm gonna say it like this: I was a heel. I'm a heel in WCW, which I love. Heel is more fun. It's so much more fun than being a baby face, and I guess being a heel is a lot easier to be a bad person than it is being a good person. When you're a face, you can make these mistakes, and you'll pay for it. Basically, the crowd would definitely let you know. The crowd is harsh. Wrestling fans are harsh. They will definitely hold you to everything that you're doing. So if you botch anything, if you say the wrong thing on the mic, you can get a crowd of heat just from that. You really can. But they're very wishy-washy. But unless you're fighting, somebody like Jeremy Hadley, then you're always gonna have the crowd on your side, man. It doesn't matter what you do.
Okay, Marcus, final question.
All right. Funny story time.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's time to tell your funny story. Did I tell you needed a funny story?
Oh, yeah, you sure did.
Okay, good. Thank you. You're like, what? I don't have a funny story. It's time for your funny story.
A funny story. All right, so going back to WPW. So, do you guys remember when I was in a group called The Detail?
Yes.
How can I forget?
Okay. So those are my dudes, man. So we were in the beginning of the show. The show didn't start yet. It was pre-show, and we were going through some detail stuff. I was thinking about adding my backhand spring to the ring a little bit, because you guys, I used to tumble back in high school and everything. I used to do all that, but I want to keep it technical in the wrestling just for now. But I was running through stuff with one of my friends, Caleb. He was just now joining the Detail, back when we were still a little bit fresh, and he was excited to do this, and we were both hype about going in there. We were both still getting butterflies before the shows. I still get butterflies before shows, but this was a little bit different. We started practicing like a finisher move that we want to do at the end of the match of whoever we were facing, because we didn't know yet. And we were like, okay, so I want to use a Bray Wyatt splash, and you could use like whatever you want to do. I'm like, okay, so you go high, I go low. So I go low, and he did not go high. He ended up jumping not very high, popping his knee out of place, and then the whole thing swelled up to like one of the biggest golf ball size. Like I was really confused how it happened because I was like, dude, I went low, you going high. How did you mess your knee up? And then he limped off, and then he had to go to the hospital to get it drained because it swelled up so much to the point fluid was inside. And then he never got to debut as one of the detail because he didn't go as high as he thought he was going.
Okay.
Yeah, till this day, I still am a little confused on how that happened to him. If like none of what we did involved his knees at all, so like I'm still misunderstanding how he did it. I don't think he really knows for real.
Okay, Warren.
Before I get to my last one, I just want to say, I mean, you know, we've shared locker rooms before. Your attitude is awesome. You're really doing great things. You know, and you're in my, when we get ready for the year end stuff here, you're going to be up there for my rookie of the year consideration. So just something I just want to get there before we get to the end of the show. But my final question is always an easy one. Do you consider yourself a degenerate, or are you an NWO for life?
NWO, baby.
Woo, I thought maybe because of Shawn Michaels, you might.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
I was too.
Sorry, dude. NWO.
Yeah, I'm an NWO. I'm an NWO.
I was surprised. Okay. My last question is favorite meal to eat and favorite snack. Go-to snack.
You know what? I'm gonna stick with the childish mind in my head, and I'm gonna go chicken tenders. You know?
Okay, Dom.
And favorite snack. Welch's fruit snacks.
Okay.
No other fruit snack can compare to Welch's fruit snacks. And not.
We're not being sponsored by Welch's, by the way.
Everyone out there.
We're open to it. We're open to it.
Hey, yeah. Well, we got a spokesperson right here.
Logo on the packaging. That's fine.
Yeah, but you know what? I never thought about it, but you're right. Welch's it is the best.
They are.
All right, Chris.
Excuse me. What I do with my last question is give you a chance to promote yourself. Let people know where they can find you. If you have merch for sale, any upcoming shows, social media, all that good stuff.
Social media, you can find me by Ellis the Hustler on Instagram and Ellis the Hustler on TikTok and LaFaro Ellis on Facebook. Merch is definitely coming soon for both of my sides, my dark side and my light side. Academy of Fire Arts. We're definitely working on a good amount of merch on the Academy of Fire Arts. Dark side, you know, he doesn't really like too many people, so you know, you're probably not going to get too much out of him, but, you know, he'll see what he can do. You feel me? So yeah, catch me at WCW, catch me at W now. Later on in the future, definitely going to be expanding to a few cities. In August, plan on taking a trip to New York, see what company we're going to wrestle at there, but definitely going to head to New York next year. In Milwaukee, maybe. And Chicago, most definitely gonna head there too, but that's a surprise for later.
All right.
I'd seen a video we were talking with JBL, and he talked about how he didn't want any merch of his to be sold because he was such a heel that he didn't want people wearing his stuff where it looked like people liked him. So he's like, that's why I never wanted merch. He goes, I never wanted merch because I didn't want people to think that they liked me because I wanted to be such a hated individual.
Okay. We really appreciate you being on with us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the time that you guys spent with me today.
Did an outstanding job. Well, we'll definitely reach out to you and maybe have you on again sometime.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Hey, you have a great night.
All right, you too. And just remember, Mr. Fine, Rampage rules wrestling. Just see you guys later.
See you later.
Now, guys, aren't we? I thought we already were sponsored because isn't it every Monday we get this is the Joey Owens show.
That's true.
So are we sponsored by Joey Owens?
Yeah, kind of.
Hey, if Joey Owens says it's his show, it's his show. You don't.
I'm not gonna argue with him.
I've took a chop from him, so hey,
That's good enough for me.
You guys can argue with him. You guys ain't had a chop yet.
No, I'm not arguing with him. Well, guys, I thought that went really good. I thought he did a great job.
And he really is. I mean, he's a young up and comer. He puts it all out there. And like I said, I've been backstage in locker rooms with him. He is a positive influence. He's always learning and talking. And yeah, he's someone to definitely keep an eye out for.
Yeah, very respectful. Awesome. Very respectful too.
Yeah. Well, if you work WCWO, most cases you're gonna be respectful. Yeah. Well, guys, then we had a great show. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
Off the top of my head, I mean, remember Santa Claus is watching, so.
Yep. We got face or heel pro wrestling talk Thursday, 8 p.m. Definitely going to be talking a lot about the Saturday night main event show, the whole show. We'll be talking about that. So tune in. We got some other stuff. Warren, you might check this out. Seen a really good dog collar match on TNA. It's on YouTube. Happened this past Thursday, a women's dog collar match. Very, very good. I think you'd like it.
It's very, very good.
Yeah, you might check it out.
All right, yeah. Speaking of other promotion, I mean, AEW is going to be doing some more stuff with the holiday coming up too. They got some interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it? It's going to be Omega and Chris's favorite tag team, the Bucks, versus 3 members of Don Callis family for the $1 million.
Yep. Oh, don't get me going on this $1 million stuff. I'm not a big fan of that, but
hey, the main event for World End is shaped up now. That's going to be an interesting Page versus Joe versus Hangman's or Swerve. So,
yep.
But yeah.
Well, everybody have a great night. Try to stay warm. I think it's warming up though. I think tomorrow's going to be pretty good. Supposed to be like in the 50s Thursday. So,
on Friday when we're to dub, it's going to be back to the 20s, and then it's going to warm back up. It's like, woo.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
I got 6 inches of snow in my yard. It's gonna be 50 flipping degrees this week. We're gonna have mud wrestling matches. Hey, wait a minute, maybe he's charging.
Yeah, maybe you and your wife get back out there and mud wrestle.
I don't want to see this mud wrestling.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great rest of your week, and we'll see everybody Thursday on Face or Hill. We'll see you next Monday here on GWR.
Thank you.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all